Hey everyone, buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into a book that's making some pretty wild claims about physics and the universe.
Oh, yeah. Sounds exciting.
It is. The book is called Gravity and Creation, The Grand Febernachy Theory of Gravity by LS Larkey. And it's basically saying everything we thought we knew about gravity might be totally wrong.
Hmm. Intriguing. What's this grand Fibonacci theory all about then?
Well, to put it simply, the book argues that gravity isn't a pull, it's a push.
A push. That goes against everything we learn in school.
Right, but hold on, it gets even crazier. The author, Larkey, talks about something called the relative vacuum of space, RVS for short, and how it interacts with this subtle magnetic field, or SMF. And together, these forces create this sort of pressure that we experience as gravity.
Okay, you're gonna have to break that down a bit for me. RVS, SMF. It's a lot to take in.
Fair enough. Okay, imagine space isn't actually empty, but rather like this massive ocean.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Now, think of this ocean having currents, which represent the SMF, and areas of different densities, which represent the RVS.
All right, I'm following so far.
So these currents and the varying densities, they all work together to create pressure. And according to Larkey, that pressure is what we feel as the force of gravity.
So instead of a black hole sucking everything in, it's more like space itself is pushing everything towards it.
Exactly. It's like the universe has this invisible hand guiding everything into place.
So wait, if gravity is a push, why do we stick to the Earth? Shouldn't we be pushed away?
That's where the concept of a structured space comes in. The book suggests space itself isn't empty, but rather it's like a giant lattice or web made of energy.
A cosmic web.
Yeah, and this web influences how everything moves, from the tiniest atoms to giant galaxies.
So you're saying this lattice is what dictates the motion of everything in the universe. That's a pretty bold claim.
It is, and it ties into the grand Fibonacci theory. Larkey says this energy lattice creates wave patterns that basically tell everything how to move and interact.
So our solar system, the shape of galaxies, even the way electrons whiz around an atom, they're all following some kind of cosmic wave pattern.
That's the idea. It's like the universe is one giant symphony, with everything moving to the same underlying rhythm. And this wave function idea is how Larkey tries to explain some of the biggest mysteries in astrophysics, starting with dark matter.
Dark matter, you mean that mysterious stuff that supposedly makes up a huge chunk of the universe?
The one and only. But Larkey says it doesn't actually exist.
Hold on. No dark matter. But scientists have been searching for it for decades.
I know, it sounds crazy, right? But he thinks what we see as dark matter is just the Fibonacci vacuum push effects we were talking about earlier.
So he's basically rewriting the rules of gravity and getting rid of dark matter in one go. That's pretty radical.
And it doesn't stop there. He also says dark energy doesn't exist.
Wait, seriously, what about the universe expanding?
He says that's just how the RVS and the SMF interact on a massive scale. No need for dark energy.
So he's debunked dark matter and dark energy. I can't wait to hear what he says about black holes.
Well, get ready for this. Instead of seeing black holes as these massive cosmic vacuum cleaners gobbling up everything in sight, Larkey suggests something completely different.
Oh, do tell.
He thinks black holes are actually stable points, or nodes, within this cosmic web of energy.
Stable points, meaning
So instead of being these chaotic voids where information is lost forever,
they're more like, what, cosmic storage units?
in a way, he believes information is preserved in a black hole, not destroyed, which would solve a lot of problems in physics.
Okay, now that's a mind bender. Black holes as cosmic filing cabinets. But I have to ask, if Larkey's rewritten gravity, tossed out dark matter and energy, and redefined black holes, what else is in store?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. One of the most ambitious claims in the book is that it can unify the two biggest areas of physics relativity, which deals with the very large, and quantum mechanics, which deals with the very small.
Wait a minute, is he saying he's found the holy grail of physics? A single theory that explains both the universe and the subatomic world?
That's exactly what he's suggesting. And remember that universal wave function we talked about?
The one that governs everything.
That's the one. He believes it applies to everything. So electron shells in an atom and the orbits of planets could be following the same fundamental equation.
That's incredible. It's like finding out the same blueprint was used to build a skyscraper and a grain of sand. But this has to be controversial, right? What does the scientific community think?
Well, it's important to remember this is just one book, one interpretation. The Grand Fibonacci theory is definitely revolutionary, but it needs more scientific study and testing. And there are other explanations for dark matter and dark energy that are much more widely accepted. But what I find exciting is that Larkey's work challenges us to think outside the box.
It definitely makes you question everything you thought you knew. And, I've always thought of physics as this very cut and dried field, but this book seems to delve into some pretty philosophical areas too.
It does. And the review we're working from even highlights how it explores the connection between this wave function and things like consciousness and free will.
Whoa, now that's interesting. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, Larkey poses some pretty thought-provoking questions, like, could our thoughts and actions, what makes us human, be influenced by these wave interactions happening at the most basic level of reality?
So you're saying our consciousness might not be separate from the physical world, but actually a product of it. What if our thoughts are just another type of wave rippling through this cosmic web?
It's a mind-blowing concept, right?
Absolutely. What about free will? Does Larkey think we even have it?
He suggests that what we think of as free will might actually be an emergent property of these complex wave interactions constantly happening around us. They might be influencing our choices in ways we don't even realize.
So you're saying our decisions, even something as simple as choosing what to have for breakfast, could be influenced by this underlying cosmic symphony.
It's a fascinating idea, isn't it?
It really is. The most incredible thing about this whole book is the idea that one equation could potentially explain everything. The behavior of subatomic particles, the creation of galaxies, the emergence of life, consciousness. It's almost too much to comprehend.
It is mind-boggling. But that's what makes Larkey's work so captivating. Whether he's right or wrong, it forces us to rethink the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. It challenges our understanding of reality itself.
It makes you wonder, if everything really is intertwined in this way, what does it mean for us as humans? Does it change how we see ourselves, our relationships with each other, our place in the universe?
Those are some profound questions, and I think that's what makes this book so impactful. It goes beyond just explaining scientific phenomena. It forces us to confront our own existence and how we understand the world around us.
After reading that review, I'm definitely looking at things a bit differently. But I have to admit, part of me feels a little overwhelmed by it all. Like, where do we even go from here, if even a fraction of this theory is true?
I think that's the beauty of it all, This book reminds us that there's still so much we don't know about the universe. And that's pretty amazing.
I agree. It's humbling and exciting to realize that we're still exploring and discovering. It keeps that spark of curiosity alive.
It also makes you appreciate people like Larkey who are brave enough to challenge conventional thinking, to ask those really big questions.
Absolutely. And the review actually emphasized how engagingly Larkey presented these complex ideas. It mentioned the book was accessible and almost poetic, which is pretty impressive considering the subject matter.
Yeah, I noticed that too, even just reading the review. The way those ideas were conveyed, it didn't feel like a dry textbook. It felt more like a philosophical exploration of the universe.
That's a great way to put it. You can sense Larkey's passion, and that definitely makes it more compelling to read. You feel like you're on this journey of discovery with him.
Speaking of journeys, I think it's safe to say that after this deep dive, Gravity and Creation is going straight to the top of my reading list.
I'd highly recommend it. It's one of those books that could change your whole perspective, from the smallest atom to the vastness of the cosmos.
And maybe even change how we think about ourselves, too.
Exactly. At the end of the day, regardless of whether the grand Febernachy theory is ultimately proven right or wrong, it sparked a really important conversation about the nature of the universe and our place within it. That's what makes this book so significant.
And I think that's a fantastic point to wrap things up on. If you're even a little bit curious about the mysteries of the universe or the mind-bending ideas we've been discussing today, I highly encourage you to check out Gravity and Creation for yourself. You never know, it might just change how you see the world, or even the universe.
And until next time, keep looking up and never stop asking questions. Who knows what other incredible secrets the universe is waiting to reveal?
I guess it's kind of reassuring, right? Knowing there's still so much out there we don't understand. It keeps things interesting.
Definitely. And it's not just about the big, mind-blowing theories. Sometimes just observing the night sky is enough to make you feel a sense of awe and wonder.
Absolutely. There's a real beauty in that. But for those of us who want to dig a little deeper, I think Gravity and Creation is a fantastic place to start.
I agree. It's a book that could really spark your imagination and make you question everything you thought you knew. And who knows, maybe it'll even inspire some future physicists out there.
Maybe even some future deep dives, too.
You never know. So to everyone listening, if you're intrigued by what we've discussed today, I highly recommend picking up a copy of Gravity and Creation. It might just change your whole perspective.
And in the meantime, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep looking up at the stars, because the universe is full of mysteries just waiting to be discovered.
And that's what makes it so amazing.